Well, hello, and welcome to another day in Life with Sandy. Look at the sun is out. Beautiful day. Well, hello. Today is Monday, February 13th. Yeah, because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. But we have one birthday today. Today is Esther Newman's birthday. Esther! I know your birthday's over by the time you see this, but I did send you a Facebook message, which we did talk back and forth, so she did get it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Esther. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday. And if everybody could say a couple prayers for Esther, she's in need of some prayers. God knows why. So just say some prayers for Esther. And we also have an anniversary because today is Gail and Brian Harris's 24th anniversary. So Brian and Gail, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Well, I hope you both have a great anniversary today. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I've noticed when I'm filming, it looks clear. But when I'm editing, I notice that this side seems to be foggy. And I think it's the sun coming in from the window is the only thing I can think of, or the reflection off of the TV. It's one of the two. Because right now it looks perfectly clear, crisp, everything's perfect. So I'm sure when I start editing, this side's going to be all foggy. I think it's just because the sun is so bright. It was so nice. I went for a quick walk around the block. It was just like a half a mile walk. It's not like a big major walk. Like around my one block is a half a mile. But it was just so nice. It was just so, it was like 50 degrees. It was beautiful. It was a nice walk. I felt really good. I felt rejuvenated. When I weighed myself this morning, I lost 0.4. I told you I was shooting for a half a pound because we had our party last night. I did pretty good. I really did. Brooke made some chocolate chip cookies. You know, I'm a sucker for a homemade cookie. So I had 2 chocolate chip cookies, but they were delicious. And I did have a can of pop. I told you I wasn't going to have pop, but I did have a can of pop. And then I did have that Panera's. I got it at BJ's, the big container of broccoli cheddar soup. It's not the same as the broccoli cheddar soup that you get at Panera's. It didn't taste even close, not even close to how it tasted. It was okay. I'll put it like that. It was okay. But, and then when I scanned, I got to look it up on the app. I forgot to look it up on the app. If I remember, I'll put it right here how many points it was for a cup, because that's what I had. I had a cup of soup. But when I scanned the outer thing, it came up something completely different description, and it said 15 points per serving. And I know that a cup of that soup is probably like 7 or 8 points, not 15. And it didn't even say broccoli cheddar soup. It named something really off the wall. I don't even remember what it was. It was so off the wall. But I had that. I had a cup of that soup, and I had 2 potato skins. I got some frozen TGIF potato skins. I had 2 of those. And then we watched the football game, which was, I like those kind of games. I like that, you know, one team is winning and then the other team is winning. And then that team is winning. I like the back and forth. I don't like a runaway game. Everybody else in the room was hoping for a runaway game. Me, not so much. I just thought that I liked it that way. I thought it just showed how well both teams played. And then there really wasn't a losing team, although there was a losing team. I hate to sound like one of those, you know, optimistic coaches. Well, we didn't really lose. Yeah, you did lose. But I think that they both played so well that they couldn't hang their head in shame and say, I didn't play my best. Because I think both teams played really well. And somebody had to have more points. And so it just worked out that the Kansas City Chiefs had more points. But I like to know how long after practice is all over do they stay to practice their little touchdown dances. Because those take some choreography. And I'm sure that they're not allowed to do that during the regular practice time. So they do that on their own time. And there was a couple touchdowns that I thought didn't warrant a touchdown dance. I just didn't think it deserved it. But they did their little dance, and, you know, who am I to complain? But I did think the field looked awful crappy. I know there was a lot of complaints about it. I did put on Facebook, which I do find, the only commercial I really truly liked was I liked John Travolta and the two guys from Scrubs. I forget their names, but when they did the thing for Grease for T-Mobile, I liked that commercial. I did think the commercial with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez was a cute one with the Dunkin' Donuts. That one was okay. But other than that, I think they overpaid celebrities just to be in. They overpaid so many celebrities that I thought the one with Bradley Cooper and his mother was cute too. For I think that was for T-Mobile too, all dressed in pink. She's short. She's a short little lady, isn't she? But I was thinking of Gina Pearson when I saw her because she looks so short. And I know Tom is so tall, and I know it was a mother-son as opposed to a husband-wife. But I kind of picture that's what Tom and Gina look like when they're together. But those are really about the only commercials that I like. They say that the only way a commercial really stands out and it really hit the mark is if you remember what they were advertising. And there were so many celebrities and so many things that I can't tell you. I don't know what they were advertising. So really, other than the Dunkin' Donuts one and the T-Mobile, the other ones went right over my head. I mean, I think the Steve Martin one, the Steve Martin and the Ben Stiller were for Pepsi. Yeah, they were just okay. I mean, I remember when I was working back in the old days, but like in the 2000s, early 2000s, we used to talk about the commercials the next day and think, oh my gosh, I missed that one. They were so good. They were so worth mentioning. These weren't worth mentioning. They really weren't. They weren't. And then Jimmy and Danny kept saying about Rihanna just looked, oh, look at her with the belly. Look at her with the belly. I said, she's probably pregnant, And they go, no, she just had a baby. I thought, that doesn't mean she does not got to have another one. And then even afterwards, they went and she said she was supposed to have a surprise guest with her. And they said, there was no guest. I said, the baby was the surprise guest. You got to be 72 to figure this out. It's like, and sure enough, they went online and afterwards and they found out that, that was it. Gronk was supposed to make the touchdown or the field goal. I don't even remember seeing the commercial for it. I don't know if he made it or not. I don't think he made it. It was so uneventful. So uneventful. But I had a good time. Other than that, watching the game, having my food, and having a 0.4 loss still today. So I'm really happy with all of that. I know I still got, it's a nervous cough now at this point. It really is just a nervous cough. But we got our puzzle delivered yesterday. So here, let me show you what our new puzzle looks like. Okay, this is the next puzzle we are going to attempt. I thought we'd be something a little bit easier, but now that I'm looking at it, not quite sure about that. But after this one, we're going to do the Mount Rushmore. But this is the one we're going to do so far. I thought I was a Cobble Hill because those are the ones we like. I ordered it on the Cobble Hill website, but this is what we got. So this is what we're going to have to put up with. I ordered it from the Cobble Hill website, and it's not even a Cobble Hill puzzle. But, I guess I didn't. It looks a little bit more colorful than I was hoping, but that's the new puzzle we're going to work on. We're going to start on that. What else was I going to talk about? I just liking the weather. The weather this week is supposed to be okay to go for Wednesday and Thursday. We're supposed to get rain, but I think it's later in the day. Or like later in the day on Wednesday, early in the day on Thursday. So I'm hoping I can get a walk-in in the morning on Wednesday and later in the afternoon on Thursday. That is my hope. So we're going to try to see about that. Anyway, I think I have made my final decision, my final answer, as Regis used to say on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, is I am going to do the 7 weeks not weigh in myself. I am so obsessed with that scale. It's kind of scary how obsessed I am with the scale. And I mentioned it on my meeting highlights today that I know a lot of people think that, maybe you shouldn't get on the scale because, that could lead to you having like a really big gain over that time. I've been getting on the scale every week for the last 5 or 6 years, and you can see I gained 40 pounds of the 95 pounds that I lost. So getting on the scale every week is not helping me. I think in many ways, it's kind of hindering me in the last year or two. I I do plan on showing you my food more often during Lent, so that'll keep me a little bit more in check. My plan is just to eat healthy. I'm still going to count points, but I'm going to eat healthy. And if it's a little bit over on my points, as long as I'm eating healthy, I'm not going to be overly concerned about it. I can tell how my clothes are fitting, how I'm sleeping, how I'm feeling, how winded I get when I walk, because it's been a while since I walked. I haven't walked since June, like a full dedicated walk. I mean, I've walked, obviously, but I mean, I've gone for a walk since June. When I had that plantar fasciitis, that really kind of threw a wrench in my whole plans of walking. And I have bought a new pair of shoes, good pair of shoes, so that I'm not going to fall into the trap of damaging my foot again. And going to listen to my body a little bit more. When my foot was hurting me, I knew it was hurting me, but I didn't pay that much attention to it. I did get rid of the shoes that I had bought. That I did donate them because they were practically brand new, because they just didn't fit my arch of my foot right. And there was nothing wrong with the shoe itself. It was just my arch of my foot. As you get older, your whole body shifts and changes. And look in the mirror, you can see it. You can just see everything's shifting. So I really have come to the conclusion that life is too short just to deprive myself of the things I enjoy in life. And I have to get out of the notion that food is something that I enjoy in my life. My life is not too short that I think I got to gorge on everything that I want to eat, because I don't. I really don't. I can have an occasional donut, occasional ice cream cone, something like that. But I am so obsessed lately with living my life, and thinking that living my life means eating every food I want to eat. And that's not the concept of living your life. Living your life, because life is too short, is to appreciate the things that you have in your life, and appreciate the fact that you can have these things that'll make you go overweight, but you choose not to, because you know that even though life is short, that you don't want to shorten your life by being unhealthy. And so I have made the realization that I can occasionally have something that I like, not be so obsessed about thinking that, oh, you can't have that because you're on a diet, or you're following a plan, or you're eating healthy or something. I can work things into my plan, and I can do it, and I know I will do it. So anyway, that's going to do it. Today is Monday. Did a little bit of house cleaning, did the laundry, changed the sheets on the bed, all that good stuff I do on Mondays. But I guess that's it for now. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. Life is too short to be so frustrated. Oh, that man of mine, I love him, but he just frustrates me to no end. I told you, our family, which is, I know they're going to eliminate this on all the platforms. I understand that. So I'm not telling anything that anybody else has not done, but they're not going to be able to do for too much more in the future. But we share apps. And so one of the apps that we shared was a Paramount app that Danny paid for. And it worked on our TV fine, worked perfectly. Not a problem. We could get it on, no problem. I can get it on my phone. No problems. We had it all the time. Then I had, Jim wanted to get the MGM app. So I thought, I'm just going to pay for the year. So it was $50 for the year. So I paid for the $50 for the year. And then I found out that MGM is not offered in our area on the TV. So I canceled the subscription the very next day, because I did it at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then in the morning when we tried to upload the app onto the phone to see if we could get it, all of that stuff, we couldn't get it. So we called AT&T, and that's when we found out that it wasn't available in our area. So we canceled the subscription. And I waited 5 days for them to pay me my money back. And they didn't pay my money back. So then finally, I called the bank and filed a claim a fraudulent charge, because I thought, you've had 5 business days. It wasn't 5 days. It was 5 business days I waited. They took the money that night. So they know how to take the money. They just don't know how to give the money back. So they took the money right away. And so I filed a claim. It took a day or two, and then I did get my money refunded. The day I got my money refunded, Paramount was no longer available on my TV. Could not get it on my TV no matter what I tried. So I tried. Danny was over for the Super Bowl last night, and so we tried to see if we could figure it out. Danny could I could put it on my phone app, and project it to the TV, no problem. Danny could put it on his phone, project it to the TV, no problem. Jim couldn't put it onto his phone. He could put it onto his phone, but he couldn't project it onto the TV because he has an Android, I have an Apple. So I said, in the morning we'll figure out what's going on, what's going wrong with all of this. So this morning we got up, and I love Jim, but what drives me crazy is like anything repair around the house, I bow down to Jim knowing what's going to be happening. He knows exactly what needs to be. If the toilet needs to be fixed, he can fix the toilet. If the sink is leaking, he can fix this. These are things that are out of my scope of being able to do. Some things electronic, I can figure out. Jim will never figure them out. For as long as he lives, he'll never figure them out. When our Ring doorbell didn't work, it took me a while. I had to stick with it, but I got it working again. So I can do it. Which makes me think, why can't I do better on my weight loss? Because when I'm persistent. I can get things done. But anyway, so I was trying to do something. And so first of all, we called Verizon because that's who our phone service is through. So we called Verizon. We were trying to figure out why the phone, we couldn't get I did some research. I Googled and did research and found out that he had to have some kind of a mirror app on his phone to mirror the phone to the TV, to cast it to the TV. So we could get to all of the point. We could see where we had to cast it to the TV, where, the thing came up to mirror, and we could see it on his phone, but we couldn't get it to work either way. So I called Verizon, worked with somebody there. The whole time I'm trying to work with him, Jim kept suggesting things that I knew was not going to help. And I kept trying to get him okay, Jim, this is my area of expertise. Yours is the bathrooms, the sinks, the toilets, all of that. This is my area of expertise. I'll get to it. I'm persistent enough. I'll get to it. I will know how to get to it. It might take me a while, but I will get it done. So we all got all done with Verizon. Nothing. It didn't work. So then I thought, I'll call Apple support to see if Apple support makes a difference. So I called Apple support, talked to them for the longest time. We tried all of the different things to see if maybe it was something on the TV. Even though the TV's an Android, we had somebody that was very, very helpful, but it didn't work. So then I told Jim, I said, let's reboot the TV. So we rebooted the TV. That didn't work. So then I said, let's look for a software update. So we looked for a software update on the TV, and that didn't work. So then Jim says, forget it. We're not going to do it. So then I called Apple again. I called them back, and I explained the problem, how I thought it was in correlation with us having the dispute with MGM. And I was wondering if MGM and Paramount were part of the same company, because what they did when I put the claim in at the bank, they blocked me from Apple. And so I couldn't do anything on my apps until I called Apple, and they had to release the restrictions or whatever it's called before I could do anything on my phone. And I did that last week. So I did call them and say, last week we had the issue with, MGM and blah, blah, blah. And they released it. I'm just wondering if the two companies are part of the same parent company, and they still have a block on the thing. And sure enough, they did. They had a block for the Paramount because they blocked it for the MGM. So I contacted Paramount, which was another big issue. You can't talk to somebody. You got to go back and forth online. I had to go on Facebook, and I did all of that. Wasn't getting any help from them. I was just so beyond. And so then Jim says, I guess we're just not going to ever be able to get it. And I go, oh no, I'm not giving up that easy. So then I completely rebooted the modem. I unplugged the modem, let it go completely dead, closed everything off, and then rebooted the modem, and now we have everything working. We have the Paramount on the TV. We have everything working on the phones. We got everything working. And Jim acknowledged that is my expertise. Now, it took me, all said and done, I would say it took me about 2.5 hours. Now, why can I have the patience to put up with all that crap, but not the patience to eat healthy? I don't understand my thinking. I don't understand my brain sometimes. But I proved to myself that if I'm persistent enough, I can get things accomplished. And this was proof to me that I can accomplish more than I'm giving myself credit for. So I'm going to give myself a lot of credit this week, that I know that I'm going to eat healthy, and I know that this is going to be my turnaround week. I'm going to weigh myself next week, see that number, and then not see it again, ever again, because in 7 weeks I'm going to lose some weight. I'm not saying I'm going to lose a ton of weight, but I think it'll just be enough time for me to be not so focused on the scale and more focused on my health and healthy eating. And that's my goal for Lent. That is my goal. So We'll see. But anyway, now I'm done. 19 minutes, a long video. I'm so sorry. You know what? I know people say they like long videos, but I just think that I'm intruding on your time. I really do. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sticking it out to the end. I really do. And let's all be persistent this week. Let's all eat healthy, and let's not be obsessed with the scale. I think I'm the only one that really is obsessed with the scale, but if there's any more of me out there, let's not be obsessed anymore. How's that sound? So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, share if you think somebody might like to see it. I know, it's who I am. I can't help it.